was under a cloud of suspicion for 30 years, and now he has been cleared.
A judge threw out the conviction of a man who was coerced into confessing that he'd killed his mother. CBS 2's Tony Aiello here now with more on this. Tony.
Guys, this is another exoneration for the Innocence Project, which works to overturn wrongful convictions. Their victories often due to new DNA evidence. In this Bronx case, it was a false confession of guilt.
It just felt like a weight was officially lifted.
Almost exactly 30 years after he was accused, Hugh Burton was officially exonerated.
I'm going to sit down and process it. It's a lot to process because of the amount of time that I've waited for this day.
January of 1989, Burton, just 16, arrested for killing his mother Keziah at their home in the Bronx. Headlines tied the crime to the crack epidemic, and detectives said Burton confessed.
He at that time told the detectives that he in fact had killed his mother.
Burton quickly recanted, but the system found him guilty. He served 20 years, and after his 2009 release, continued to press for justice. After a full reinvestigation, the Conviction Integrity Unit of the Bronx DA's office became convinced 3 detectives from the 47th Precinct used psychologically coercive techniques to get Burton to confess.
Now we know that those techniques are not good to produce reliable confessions. So it's not necessarily that they did anything wrong. For 1989, that was standard practice.
At trial, Burton's legal team argued a neighbor was the likely killer. He was found driving the victim's car 5 days after the murder. That man died shortly before the trial began.
Had they taken a longer look, a more analytical look, they may have not rushed to judgment.
Burton says his parents taught him to persevere. He'll now work to support others who've been wrongfully convicted.
We know for sure that there are more Hugh Burtons out there, and we have to do something about that in the interest of justice.
Burton was paroled in 2009 and has spent the last 10 years of his life rebuilding it. He works for an elevator repair company and is training to run the marathon in November. Maurice.